Good morning, everyone. We have a bunch of good stories and two good doggo stories. So that makes this a wonderful first day of November news story kind of day. Welcome, Veilhammer Media and Eris. We are all here and ready to go. So, the first good doggo story is one brave pup in Florida intervenes while his owner is being stabulated and suffers minor injuries, but heroically defends or fends off a woman's attacker. So, good morning, Jamie, and Kim. Sorry, I got distracted. I know you're shocked. Excuse me. So look at this brave doggo. Now, I don't know if the doggo is a girl or a boy. Usually I don't read ahead, but I did want to try to give this brave puppers, all the credit. But they did not release if this puppers is a girl or a boy. So I tried to, give this puppers all the credit. Wait, Mo, can do. Oh, the most important news. The candy haul was pretty big. I will say today, in all likelihood, I will be getting that work with hands call because despite the fact that I put out an edict to all young feral boy children that there was to be no candy eaten this morning, I could hear the pitter patter of little feet and boys with no inside voices that we were eating all the candies for breakfast. So I think we had a breakfast of nerds and gobstoppers and Laffy Taffy for breakfast to round off, all major food groups of sugar. I think they washed it down with high fructose corn syrup. So if there were ever a day that I was going to get a call about working with one's hands from the parochial school, I believe today will be the day that I get those jobs. Now, this works out in my favor because Mr. Mo was not feeling well, so he is at home today, and he will be taking that phone call. I will be redirecting to my personal assistant, Mr. Mo, if any of those calls come in. So, Godspeed to all teachers because Lord knows that most kids probably didn't get to bed until like a bajillion o'clock last night, unless you are a really, really, really good parent and, kept normal time last night and, kept to the, three pieces of candy rule. Yeah, they definitely did. And, as I tell everyone every year, and, old school parents will know, "I'm sorry, Bobby. I was being Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone doesn't care about anyone but Sarah Boone. I was in character. I'm a method actor." JKD Buck, 76, good morning. I was in method acting. Sarah Boone is a perpetual, you know, just rewind of Sarah Boone-ness in her head in clown music, allegedly. In my own head canon, she has just clown music and Sarah Boone, orbiting her head. So that's how I chose to play the character, and I'm deeply serious about my acting. Um, I'm sorry. Can I tell you that, so I bought on that note, I bought hairspray. I bought I bought the hairspray that that woman do you remember that woman who, bought the really got to be hairspray, ran out of that, and decided to use Gorilla Glue instead? Well, I bought that hairspray for 8 bucks, let me tell you, and after the second because I wanted to do basically finger waves, and I forgot that you need to use gel, um, and well, my husband being, not fun-sized, we don't have a suitcase large enough, so he's not afraid of suitcases yet. And he is very glad that I have found this community, so I tend to not bore him with cases anymore. So I'll generally talk to him about cases, and then for my husband, I generally just tend to start in the middle of a conversation, and I don't start with the beginning. So I'll just start like, "Oh my gosh, you have to figure out what Sarah did today and blah, 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 blah." And then I'll have I'll talk for about 25 minutes, and then he'll say, "Now, what is this about?" And then have the whole eye rollery moment because I realize that he doesn't live and breathe these cases for a while, and then I'm like, "Oh, fine, I'll just talk to my friends about it." So poor Mr. Mo gets dinged for not remembering every idiosyncrasy of every case that I'm randomly obsessed with. So you all save Mr. Mo. Yes, I will have to get Mr. Mo on. That will definitely be one of the videos that I'm doing next. I have he actually put a fire on in our front room, so I am actually trying to persuade him to help me set up shop out there so I can sit in front of the fire, but my desk is all of 970,000 pounds, so, he is not amused by that entire idea. Not to mention there are no doors in the front room, and I need a moat with alligators to as per last night. And Fry may or may not have gotten a package of Nerds this morning, so I think he is also sugar hied out before I caught him. But that is well, yeah, and they tend to know all the cases that I'm obsessed with, so I don't have to give all the background and then explain everything and then go into detail, and I can start generally in the middle, which is what I do. But now we are back to Brave Puppy. Brave Puppy. So, this brave puppy and I did read ahead, I do not know I didn't wanna misgender puppy. Generally, I do not read ahead, but I was gonna give this puppy all the props, and they did not give the puppers names, which I found just extremely law and crime. Do better. And good morning, AC's Wildflower. A Florida dog intervened when its owner was slashed during a knife attack last week, according to authorities in the Sunshine State. The woman and her four legged companion were harmed, but both are now recuperating after the incident on Himala Road in Dover, a census designated place some 20 miles. A census designated place, so it's not even a town or a video? Oh, no, you're fine. Everyone needs to know, and I did not even steal candy. Uh, actually so in another trick, I am trying to be better and more healthy and probably going to go back on carnivore. I'm derailing myself this month because I felt better when I was doing that. So I bought candy that I generally hate to pass out to trick-or-treaters. I'm trying to be better, so I've had a real thing for cashews, so I'll, uh, I'll annihilate some cashews. Not even chocolate covered cashews. I feel just disgusted with myself. Not even yeah, it's just upsetting. I don't even know who I've become. It's just ridiculous. Some 20 miles northeast of Tampa, I got some sugar-free Reese's, and I've got some of those, like, keto Reese's, like the fat bombs, and those have seemed to done do the trick. I don't know. It's really weird. I have no idea what's happened. I have just not been tempted. Again, I think I have, like, the little feather from Dumbo. I don't know how I got it. I don't wanna lose it. I feel like if I eat one, I'll end up with the entire bowl of Halloween candy, so I'm afraid to eat just one and then, snarfle the entire bowl to myself sometime after 9 p.m. But, you know, the weekend is coming and who knows? I have really good days and then you have one good day, and then you have a day where it's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat the entire pack of Oreos." So, it's all about balance. Uh, Joshua Joseph Mueller, 40, stands accused of one count each of aggravated cruelty to animals with a weapon and aggravated battery with a weapon causing great bodily harm, according to press release issued by Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. On Thursday, a man and a woman were arguing about an undisclosed topic in front of a residence. So the sheriff's office said the woman was allegedly seated in her car while the man was outside. At some point, things became physical and violent. And according to law enforcement, Mueller became upset, shattered the front driver's side window with his fist, then went inside and grabbed a stabulating weapon. Okay. Oh, thank you, AC's Wildflower. It's sort of like a bigger than a neighborhood in an unincorporated Hillsborough County, not an actual town. Okay, that sort of makes sense. It's Florida. I think I'm just going to start having a segment with graphical stuff that just says, "It's Florida." Then the vigilant canine sprang into action to protect the woman like the good puppy boy he is, or girl. I'm not going to misgender you, you good pupper, you. And he protected the woman, the sheriff's office said. The dog's defense allegedly prompted Mueller to turn his attention to the animal. The defendant is accused of attacking this poor baby, but I'm sure that this doggo got him back. Eventually, law enforcement arrives. The authorities did not say how the attack ended. The sheriff office claims that Mueller gave the responding detectives, quote, a full confession when he was arrested. I hope that, look, doggos, I don't generally encourage biting because my arm, is just now healing because Mr. Frybert is, finally coming out of his bitey phase. But good doggo. He gets all the bones and a T-bone. Oh, no, it's not that your explanation wasn't clear, it's just I don't understand why some towns aren't why some places aren't incorporated and some places are. That doesn't make sense to me. It's more the government doesn't make sense to me than you don't make sense, ACs. I'm more confused about the government, not you. Mueller was booked into the Hillsborough County Jail the same day as the incident. He was granted a court-appointed attorney on Friday and released with a surety bond 2 days later. The Mueller was ordered to have no contact with the victim and not to possess any weapons. So does that mean he's not allowed to use, like, does he have to use a spork? Okay, allegedly, but confidentially, I want to get Freiberg a friend, but I think Mr. Mo would lose his mind. I wanna get an actual Pomsky, but again, Mr. Mo would lose his mind. So maybe next year, considering that's January. Ta-da, chink. Mr. Mo would lose his mind. So, this puppy should get a medal of some kind and all the treats and all the cheeses. And, since I make fun of all politicians, since I am a Lewis Black sort of, you know, person in politics. I think Democrats suck and Republicans blow. Here we are, an ex-North Dakota lawmaker, Republican, was charged for traveling for smexy times with a minor and receiving gross stuff over the internet. He needs a cone of shame. Yeah. AC's Wildflower, maybe I'll try that with Mr. Mo. Oh, wow. Those are sweet dogs, but they're cute. Yeah, they're good. I know, I've become one of those people, I'm like, "We'll go outside for dogs, people not so much." I have become one of those people. I didn't think I would become one of those people, but I definitely have become one of those people. Oh, no, I like it, but I definitely thought Fry was gonna be a little lap puppy I could just hold, and he does think he's a lap puppy. He's just he's not exactly a lap puppy. Bismarck, North Dakota. A retired Republican senator from North Dakota has been charged with traveling to Europe with the intent to pay for smexy time with a minor. Why, sir? And can we talk about you you know you're going into public. You've got a plaid suit jacket, a tie that doesn't match. What is going on with and a Casio watch? I cannot with you. And receiving gross stuff over the internet, according to a federal indictment unsealed on Monday. Longtime Senator Ray Holmesburg, 79, was arrested Monday and released after pleading not guilty to the charges in U.S. District Court in Fargo. His trial is set for December 5th. Prosecutors said in a statement that Holmes repeatedly traveled to Prague in the Czech Republic from June 2011 to November 2016 for the purpose of paying for smexy time for persons under 18. Now, as gross as it is, I do know that Europe has different ages of consent. That being said, the grossness over the internet stuff, those federal cases, the the feds do not lose those. So, the cone of shame, I don't think he's going to wiggle out of this one. November tw or he attempted to receive and received grossness over the internet from November 12th to November 2012 to March 2013. Holmesburg served more than 45 years in the North Dakota Senate. Hmm. It it does make you wonder why we haven't got that list of the people who didn't fly to an island from a man who didn't kill himself. The mind boggles. My alleles it does make the noodle boil, doesn't it? The old noodle is a boilin'. Uh, until his resignation last year after local media outlet The Forum of Fargo Moorhead revealed he has exchanged dozens of text messages with a person who was jailed on charges related to grossness on the internet. Holmesburg attorney Mark Freese said the text messages that authorities investigated Holmesburg for 2 years or more alleged nothing recent. Oh, well, as long as it was from, decades ago, you were just a gross person decades ago. No, you were still gross and it's gross. Cone of shame. End of story. Holmesburg was released with conditions. The judge did not require posting of any bond. Why not? You know, if a regular person did this crap, they'd be in jail forever. A text message sent to Holmesburg after his release on Monday was not immediately returned. His phone did not have a voicemail, so message could not be left. Holmesburg chaired a powerful Senate Appropriations Committee, which writes budgets. He announced in March 2022 that he wouldn't seek reelection. He cited stress and, quote, a weakened ability to concentrate on matters at hand and effectively recall events. So, on one hand, he may be the only senator who admitted that he was getting old. On the other hand, he's gross. So, there you go. He's probably gonna go down, but he's a politician, so let's see if anything actually sticks. In sad news, the second ever pig heart transplant recipient dies 6 weeks after his surgery. Quote, "We will miss him tremendously." The world's second pig heart transplant recipient has died 6 weeks after having the organ transplanted. The University of Maryland Medical Center announced Tuesday the patient, 58-year-old Lawrence Fawcett, a Navy veteran and retired lab technician at the National Institute of Health, only began showing signs that his body was rejecting the pig heart in the few days before his October 30th passing. Prior to that, he was progressing well in physical therapy to regain walking capabilities and even had the energy to play cards with his wife, according to the medical center. Quote, "No one knows from this point forward. At least now I have hope and I have a chance," Fawcett said just prior to his September surgery. In the final weeks of his life, Fawcett of Frederick, Maryland, developed an increasingly special relationship with his surgical team. He was aware that his operation had implication for major medical advances in the future, according to his surgeon, Dr. Bartley P. Griffith. Mr. Fawcett's last wish for us to make the most of what we had learned from our experience so others may be guaranteed a chance for a new heart when human organs were unavailable, Griffith added. He then told the team of doctors and nurses who gathered around him that he loved us and we will miss him tremendously. He did know the risks, and I think that it was tremendously brave and altruistic of him to, be, for lack of a better word, a guinea pig, and I mean that with no pun intended. Uh, I have lost the chat, but you guys are talking about cats, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I do wonder why they haven't, 3D printed a heart or something like that. Maybe they're working on that. I do know that pigs are very close anatomically to us, so, but what an amazing sort of personality and kind of grace and bravery. This is true masculinity here. We always talk about toxic masculinity. I mean, this is true bravery and masculinity here. I mean, he probably knew the chances weren't great, but he is over here saying, "Look, I'll try it, and if you get well, actually, I think he's near the fireplace. I will try to get a video of the fireplace when I do have the fireplace going or anything like that. The cats all stay in the fireplace room because it's warm, because they're cats. Um, but, again, true, you know, genuine masculinity is planting a tree under whose shade you will never sit. It's paying it forward. It's taking risks so that others may live. It's being that shield and being, providing and doing that thing. So he knew that the risks and things might not look good for him, but the things that they would learn from his surgery might help others in the future. And I think that's just awesome. I mean, and my heart goes out to his family. I know they were probably grasping at straws and, it's hard all around. I know they were probably expecting it, but it still just stinks. Fawcett first checked into UMMC on September 14th during the end stages of heart failure and needed resuscitation at the time. The next day, he was granted FDA approval for the xenotransplant surgery as a last resort as other health issues inhibited Fawcett from taking a traditional heart transplant. Quote, "He knew his time with us was short, and this was his last chance to do for others. He never imagined he would survive as long as he did or provide as much data to the xenotransplant program," Lawrence's wife, Ann Fawcett, said. Quote, "He was a man who was always thinking of others, especially myself and his two sons." Oh, okay, well, that's a heart. The heart that Fawcett was given had been modified to remove certain pig genes while also adding human ones in attempt to prevent rejection. Last year, UMCC completed the world's first heart transplant into a 57-year-old David Bennett Sr., who survived for 2 months with the organ before it became infected with a pig virus. Bennett's family had also shown support to the Fawcett's and said, as with the first patient, David Bennett Sr., we intended to conduct an extensive analysis to identify factors that can be prevented in future transplants. This will allow us to continue to move forward and educate our colleagues in the field on our experience, Surgeon Muhammad Modohindin added. We cannot express enough gratitude for Mr. Fawcett and his family for enabling us to continue to make significant advancements towards making xenotransplants a reality. Recently, NYU's Langone Health successfully transferred a pig kidney into a brain dead patient through a similar gene editing. Why? Okay, why did we do that? Editing process. In September, the organ successfully crossed a 2-month threshold before the recipient, Maurice Miller, died 61 days after the operation. Hmm, interesting. It's really weird. Bobby. Yes, yes, he can. Yes, we can. Yes, he can. He can now find truffles. Can we make double bacon? Can we make bacon flavored bacon? Asking for a friend who's going on the carnivore diet. I'm just saying. In other news, don't be a douche your entire life. Ex SNL writer is happy he's, quote, trending for laughing at Matthew Perry's death. Now, this man alleges that he's funny. I have not seen much of his comedy. I tried to find it, and to me, he's not very funny, but comedy is subjective. Former Saturday Night Live writer Kevin Brennan seems to be reveling in his newfound fame after receiving backlash for laughing at actor Matthew Perry's death. The comic recently took to X to share how much he's been enjoying the attention for his crude remarks have brought him. On Sunday, Brennan made a remark mocking Perry's death, which led to an onslaught of comments condemning the comedian's terrible behavior. I try to watch some of his comedy, quote, you know, inverted commas. Yeah. Ever since he was criticized for his tasteless jokes about the death of friends, actor Matthew Perry, former SNL actor or writer Kevin Brennan has only delighted in his actions and refused to apologize. Now, here's the problem. George Carlin and Richard Pryor used to make fun of the most. If you listen to a George Carlin screed on the people who should be eliminated from the human race, it is some of the most quote unquote offensive stuff you will ever hear for the most trivial things should people be removed from the human race and not allowed to continue to breed, okay? But it is funny and it is topical because he was a genius and hilarious. And you have to be able to word things in a way comedy is good. This person's comedy I don't find to be funny, but like I said, comedy is subjective. So I think everyone should form their own opinion. He did write for SNL, which hasn't been funny since, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and David Spade were all together, if you ask me. He recently took to his page on X to share various screenshots of what he believes to be achievements brought on by his crude comments. Brennan made a post highlighting the trends list on X with his name on the top, writing, quote, "We're doing it." In another In another tweet, he replied to an ex user who wrote that they hoped he would, quote, never find work again. The person said, quote, here's hoping Kevin Brennan's podcast never makes another dime and he ends up begging for work from people who refuse to hire him. Brennan responded, the opposite will probably happen. The podcaster also retweeted a screenshot of his IMDb page, which has been edited to read that he died on October 30th. Brennan Kevin Brennan got blasted for his crude jokes. Brennan's actions come in the wake of him getting called out for being insensitive about Perry's death. In his first tasteless joke, Brennan said, "Drowned in a hot tub, hot ha ha." That's not funny. It's not funny. I mean, again, like I said, watch a George Carlin thing where I mean, it is hilarious because you're part gasping about, or watch a Jimmy Carr joke where he talks about, let's say, his latest thing he was watch anything about Jimmy Carr where he says, "This should get me canceled." I mean, these are hilariously offensive, quote, unquote, things that he says, and, but they're funny. That's not funny to me. In no way is that premise a joke. Drowned in a hot tub is just I mean, that's not funny. It's not a joke. As a generally funny-ish person, that's not even a punchline. It's not a I mean, if it's funny in your head canon, I get it. Like, I tickle myself with my own funny jokes, but if you have to explain it, then it's not a joke. Doubling down, he added in another tweet, "I didn't mock it, I just thought it was funny, but I do love it when junkies die." Listen, sir. Okay. Y'all, Twitter has given us this idea, and especially Hollywood, and I don't know why, but these adult pretenders, these people that get paid to pretend to be other people, have decided that their inside thoughts need to become outside thoughts and that we are all dying to hear them. No. No, we are not. And you know what? Sometimes you're not funny, you're just a dick. And I hope one day, you are not an asshole for the rest of your life, because it's kind of a shitty way to live your life. And I hope that no one in your family has had to deal with addiction. You're in Hollywood, sir. I'm sure you knew some addicts near you, and you've seen the toll, the incredible devastation that it's taken on families, not just the person, but the entire families around them. So, very funny. So so alleged comedian. Fans of Perry wasted no time blasting him for the comment. It's not a joke. It's an alleged joke that facts not in evidence of this man being funny. One person said, "Congrats on one day of fame you'll get. It only took 23 years after you were obviously passed on for the Weekend Update. No wonder this is your pinnacle. A failure back then, still a failure now." Another wrote, "The main problem with you is that you're not very funny. You try to with dark humor and sarcasm, and that could be hilarious against all odds. But the painful truth is that this is quite savorless." Wow, people finally know who you are. It only took 63 years old, you failure. Welcome to your 15 minutes of fame. It's real classy. It came back it came on the back of a dead man, a third wrote. People have been updating his IMDb page. Kevin Brennan is a rude, tasteless stand-up comedian, podcaster, primarily known for mocking Matthew Perry's death. He's the host of Misery Loves Company podcast and is not really known for his work on Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update in 1999 and 2000. A fourth person noted, "Yikes, please accept my condolences for how empty and devoid of meaning and meaningful connections your life must be. Did a golden retriever shunt your belly scratches? Hang in there, bud." Even Mr. Hankety Clankety, the struggling Austrian painters from the 1930s, had Ava. Oh, and again, Look, Matthew Perry had his struggles. No one was going to say that he didn't, but to come out and look, my biggest issue is that it's not funny. It's not funny. Again, you can go to Richard Pryor, you can go to Eddie Murphy, you can go to all this other thing. You can go to, oh gosh, not Danny Tanner. You can go to all of these other comedians who are hilariously offensive, Jimmy Carr, Eddie Izzard, you know, Louis Black, who are irreverent and hilarious and offensive to some people, but they are funny. They poke fun at convention. Um, Dave Chappelle. I mean, Dave Chappelle with the, you know, Clayton Bigsby, many people would find that absolutely a 3rd line, do not touch subject, but he made it hilarious because he thought outside the box and it was so funny, people still watch it, you know? Key and Peele, you know, I can't see a guy whose name is Aaron without saying Aaron anymore because, it just that's what good com that's what good comics do. This man is terrible. I just ugh. Anyway, so in other news, don't claim to be a comedian if you're not funny. It's lying. 19 squatters arrested after destroying a Florida motel, allegedly causing $15,000 in damages. A really atrocious scene. Florida authorities arrest 19 squatters last week after they allegedly destroyed a vacant hotel, creating, quote, an atrocious scene and causing upwards of $15,000 in damages. The squatters were charged with trespassing at a former Budget Inn in Gainesville, where police have responded to um, dozens of times. WCJB reported, quote, "This time there were lots of people there and lots of damages to the facilities. They had broken into the utilities. There were enormous amounts of." Now, I know y'all are gonna be smart, but, and I know you guys are gonna be just shocked, but there was, what we'd like to call street pharmaceuticals and booze. County spokesperson Mark Sexton told the Gainesville Sun. It took 3 hours for the local sheriff's department to clear 36 rooms, including some that were barricaded from the inside, the newspaper reported. One minor was in a room without a legal guardian. What is wrong with people? Well, he looks shocked to be there. Ugh. Oh, yeah, the potties probably didn't work and, oh, just just burn it with holy fire at that point. Just don't don't fix it up. Just tear it all down. And the day before, Lee County Sheriff's official arrested another suspected squatter, Emmanuel Perry, 25, after he allegedly broke into a home, WINK reported. What is up with people just squatting in homes? For the love of goodness, you don't just it not your home. Do we need to go back to kindergarten and explain, if it's not yours, you don't touch it? I loved Killer Clowns. Oddly, I'm not afraid of clowns, but arachnophobia, I could not use the potty without looking to make sure there were spiders. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You would you can get away with being a squatter in Florida. Try that in up north unless you have a fireplace in there. You're gonna freeze. Perry Pierre allegedly cooked in the kitchen, drove the car in the driveway, and set up a console to play video games in the bedroom. Well, just come on in, make yourself at home. We'll leave a light on for you, like Motel 8. The homeowner reportedly came back to the house after he received alerts that the temperature on his smart thermostat had changed. He called 911 when he saw the house was broken into before finding the alleged squatter behind the wheel of his car, the station reported. The homeowner blocked Perry from leaving until the sheriff's office arrived. Perry was charged with burglary and stealing a car. I mean, do we need to start locking everything down for the love of all that is holy? TikTok attacks. Video of teen punching people in the park goes viral, one arrested. Videos showing two people sucker punching strangers in South or Northwestern Houston Park went viral last week, making anyone who frequents Northam Park unsettled. Quote, "It saddens my heart how the world has changed and people have become," said Steve, who walks in the area. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating the attacks and submitted enough evidence for the district attorney to press charges on two suspects. Now, here's the skinny on this because I've seen um, other videos about this. The the odd thing is that the 2, victims in this case, these videos were uploaded to Neighborhood. This particular gentleman who is the suspect, uploaded these videos to Neighborhood at Neighborhood or Nextdoor, I'm sorry. Nextdoor is what I call old people Facebook, and he, thought it was a prank, thought it was a joke, and the people attacked didn't report it until the police started investigating, and, finally they came forward and said, "Yeah, we got, sucker punched," and this 19-year-old kidult was like, "It was just a joke." You sucker punched and assaulted people. I It's not a joke, and you are in Texas, my dude. I mean, then he is confused about I mean, this is what I'm talking about. These TikTokers are gonna get more of them are going to get unalived, and it's going to be sad, and people are gonna be confused. People are gonna be confused, and it's people like us, people like me that have been saying, "You're gonna F around with the wrong person, someone who is strapped, you're gonna sucker punch the wrong person, and they will be in reasonable fear of their lives because a hit to the head is a serious danger. You run up on the wrong person, it's not going to be good. And this person thinks it's a prank. This person thinks it's a joke. 19-year-old Alfred Lewis and 18-year-old Kingston Miker both face an assault and robbery charge for their alleged involvement. Charging documents said Lewis assaulted two people, pointing a pew pew at one of them while Miker filmed it. These hashtags prank, knockout, punch, they're in hundreds of millions, if not billions of views, said Renika Manikaris, CEO of Crime Stoppers Houston. She said Crime Stoppers studies these trends and sees a flood of violent graphic videos increasing. TikTok removes millions of videos per month from its platform, keeps track of the videos they remove and why. The statistics are in 3-month increments. From July to September 2022, 6.5% of the videos they removed fell under the self-deletion, self-harm, and dangerous acts category. In October, an entirely new category was added, dangerous acts and challenges, which made up 5% of the videos removed from October to December. From January to March 2023, the percentage grew to 5.2%. Manikaris said that is a topic we need to be talking to our kids and young adults about. How about we switched to the Chinese TikTok where they only have STEM stuff and math and science and, learning how to do stuff instead of this ridiculous, like, how to be a cat or how to pronoun or how to I don't know those weird girls that eat the fake food. I don't understand it. I've seen or the fact that my youngest son now knows who Logan Paul is. I mean, how about we do that? Even though they don't have TikTok, but they do yeah, how about that? She says the generation of youth making these videos are looking for a sense of self and acclamation. This generation of children desire to be consumed. They want to be online and part of the viral conversation. They want to create content that trends. And look, I know I'm in a glass house. I know that I am on the internet telling these people to not, but I'm reading the news. I'm bringing the news to people. I am not going up and doing shenanigans. I'm not licking ice cream. I'm not planking on, altars in church. I'm not eating Tide Pods. I'm not, going in and pretending to robulate people. I- It's almost like I have common sense. Um, I think he's a boxer now. I don't know what he does, but he's on the internet and he's obnoxious and he makes energy drinks. And my youngest son was telling me if I find a super rare energy drink, Logan Paul would pay me $1,000. I made a mistake of buying a Prime energy drink, uh, and apparently that is his brand. And my youngest son said if I find a really rare one, it'll I'll get $1,000 or something, and I don't care. I don't know what he does, is to be fair, I have no idea really what Logan Paul does, but I think he might fights. I don't know. I don't think he sells bath water yet, but he might. So, there you go. And in our last story for this morning, we have our second cute puppy story. And I think Fry might have found his parents, to be honest. Just saying. Fry is not a Pomsky. Hashtag not a Pomsky. Dog falls in love with police canine and people's hearts can't take it. So I believe that's the service dog. Why they have 2 pictures of the same picture, I'll never know. Let's see. Service dogs are trained to assist individuals with disabilities in various aspects of their lives. Police dogs are trained to assist law enforcement in agencies and various tasks. Even though both of these two dogs have important jobs to do, that doesn't stop them from being head over heels for each other in an adorable video shared on October 27th. This should be the original. Oh, never mind. Here we go. So here, let's see. Can I embiggen this? Oh, wait. So there's our little service dog, and she gets to meet her boyfriend. Aw. And there's Fry's parents, allegedly. Now, let's go back to this. The TikTok account for Hella Canines posted in the video description, quote, I can't believe I'm saying this, but my baby girl has a boyfriend. This is the first time in her life I've seen her get excited about another dog. Canine Zilla does not like dogs at all. For that fact, she's paws over heels about canine Kalo is all I need. Quote, no puppies were made in the making of this video. LOL, we love how these pups practice good judgment and didn't make all these puppies. TikTok viewers are all about these precious star-crossed lovers. At Moon comments, just 2 doggos with jobs following in love. Steady income, he can protect you. Good job, honey. Just 2 working pups having a better love life than the most of us. A Match Made in Heaven, I really wanna see this as an animated Disney movie. No, this needs to be an animated Skydance movie. Disney would make them both giraffes for some reason. Your friend got a teacup piggy, and then it was 60. Good morning, Nanders. Mand mu Oh, for the love of all that is holy. I swear, Nandor's man bun, I will get your name right the first time one day. It'll be a Christmas miracle. It really will. But those are the story for today. We had 2 awesome puppy stories, which is great for today. We had, you know, cone of shame man. We had we had more pig heart transplants, but no word on double bacon, which I think is another medical thing we need to work. Wait, Nandor's man bun is a girl? I don't wanna assume genders. I assume no genders. We have alleged comedian making unfunny jokes. Squatters are a real thing in Florida. TikTok stars, someone is gonna F around and find out in the heart of Texas one day. Uh, I that's for later on tonight. I wanted to get to doggos. And then we had our service doggos falling in love. Yeah, believe me, ADHD is strong with me. So I will be hitting off of here. I'm gonna take Freiber out, rouse him from his coma, and then ooh, well, there you go. And then I'll be on with Nicholas to continue the Charlie Adelson case, and hopefully we will get to hear a little bit. Thank you, Shizzy. Ah, I'm learning all the things. I Veilhammer, I'm telling you, these idiot kids are gonna learn one way or the other, and I wish it wouldn't be the hard way, but it seems like it's going to have to be. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and share if you think that would be appropriate. Have a wonderful day. Say something nice to someone and something nice to yourself. I will see you in just a little bit. Have a great day.